Now let's talk about how to add a white label domain to your high level software, right? So right now you could see that the domain that we're using and the user will log in is app.gohighlevel.com, which is fine when you log into it. It's totally fine, right? But when you have your clients logging in, especially if you're using it as a SaaS, truly a software that you have your clients log in and do things, right? You want them to log in to your white label domain, just like I have here, app.zenlead.io. Okay, so fully with my logo on it, fully with my domain, right? That they think they're using Zenlead. By the way, if they ask me, is this high level? I always say, yeah, of course, it's high level. It's got the high level team behind it, a team of developers. I don't hide the fact if they do ask, but I don't have to volunteer that information. As far as most know, that Zenlead is my software and they're using Zenlead for real estate. So how do we put it on this app.zenlead.io on this custom white labeled domain? It's actually pretty easy. So if I open up my high level, and you will see that we changed the colors, right? When I was explaining how to change your theme and the buttons. So we come over and we go to, again, this is your agency settings, right? You're not in the sub account, you're in your agency, and you go to settings, and then you come over to company. And again, the way we change those colors is by introducing this custom code CSS and these hex codes. If you haven't watched that part yet, go ahead and watch it. It's pretty straightforward. By the way, you can do this with any high level tier. So there's 3 tiers to high level, right? 97, 297, and 497. I have a whole pricing video that explains the difference. And you can white label and customize on any tier, right? So this we're doing on the 97. I could change the colors and the logo and the domain on the $97, the lowest tier, right? So back to company. So if you scroll down, if you've gone to where the code is, you've gone too far, where it says white label domain, okay? White label domain. You have white label domain and API domain. Okay. And again, this is the stock high level that we set up from scratch. I'll show you the way it looks on mine. And for white label, I have app.zenlead.io. And for API domain, I have link.zenlead.io. Okay, so app and link. And that's the way I'll show you how to set it up for yours as well. Okay, so we're going to come over here, which says white label domain. Now I'm going to switch to my domain registrar. So we need a domain. We need to buy a domain. Domains are pretty cheap, $10. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars. If you can't get a .com, get a .pro. It's $3 a year. Okay, or .io is pretty cool. AI, right? Don't feel like you have to. If you want a .com, you're probably going to need a longer one, like using the blah 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 something like 3-4 words. If you want a shorter one, probably .coms are all taken most likely, unless it's super unique, and then you can use .pro, .ai, .io, whatever, right? .store if you have an e-com store. So here I have an example domain that I bought, happyagent.pro. I'm using Namecheap for mine. That's what I've been using for years. If you have GoDaddy, if you have Google Domains, if you have whatever, Squarespace, you could totally use that. So let me show you how to do that. So I come over here, right? And I scroll down where it says advanced DNS. Now, if your DNS is with Cloudflare, which my actual domains are, I do recommend using Cloudflare. They're a faster kind of DNS service. You could do it for free as well. It's the same concept. So let me just show you with this because it's always the same. So you go to advanced DNS. Let me make myself smaller. So I'm going to copy the domain. That's all I'm going to do, okay, for now. Go ahead and copy it. Don't type it out because you could make a mistake. One letter could throw you off. And then I'm going to go back to where it says white label domain, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and paste, okay, the domain. And I'm going to add, just like I have here, app dot, okay? So it's going to be app.happyagent.pro, okay? So then when people log in, they log in this white label domain. Right, just like I'm in app.GoHighLevel and this is app.zenlead, you want app.whatever it is, .com.io, the domain you bought. And you go add domain, okay? And then it's going to ask you whether you want to do manually or continue. Honestly, it's both the same. I haven't seen any difference. So I'm just going to go ahead and verify and go continue. Okay, it's saying it's setting up your domain. It's not actually setting it up. It's going to show you the records that you need to add. So all I need to do is I need to add a CNAME record with the host that says app and this value. Okay, so all I do is I come over to my domain wherever I can. So here it's advanced DNS, anything DNS, domain name servers, right? And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here. Okay, I'm gonna add a new record. Doesn't matter if you have other records in here. You don't have to delete anything if you don't want to. Add new record, and I'm gonna add a CNAME record. A CNAME is essentially a subdomain. That's all it is. It's just a subdomain, right? So it's a CNAME record. I'm going to go back, make sure my host is app because I wanted app dot, like I'm doing app dot happyagent dot pro. Okay. And then I'm going to go app. Okay. And then for the value, required value, I'm just going to copy and paste whatever it is, Whitelabel Ludicrous Cloud. That's the latest one. I'm just going to click and I'm going to go and paste. Okay. Now, let's try this. At this point, if I open a new tab and I go app.happyagent.pro, basically what we're trying to do, and I hit enter, it's going to show me an error page, okay? Because I haven't saved it. So I have to save it now, okay? This little check mark. So it may be different in GoDaddy. So now it's saved. So CNAME record, app is the host, whitelabel.ludicrous.cloud. So it's exactly what they asked me in here. All right. And then I'm going to go verify record. It's going to tell me it's going to take up to 30 seconds. And sometimes it says record not found. And you just wait a little bit. It may take some time. Okay. So now it's been added. And now we have this little trash can beside it. So we can delete it. That's all it is. app.happyagent.pro. So now if we hit it, and there we go. So now the domain's working. app.happyagent.pro. So you can have people your clients log into this. Now, I don't like the way that it has this logo when it's white. So what I do is I like to add a logo that has a little text outline. I learned it the hard way, which is this logo right here with this blue outline because it matches my theme. When you see here, that's the actual logo, right? So that when people log into it, they're going to have at least the logo with the outline. Do you see how that looks like? So I just recommend for you to have the logo, if you want to, right, with the outline, with the same color as your, like this green, this dark green would make sense. And I just do it on Canva again, and I do it like this, right? So I just have it. It's the effect is the outline effect, right? If I take it off, it's just going to be like that. So I hope that makes sense. You really don't it's just aesthetics, right? It really doesn't matter.